This is the L2C Media Network. Boy, talk about a very sticky situation down in here, my friends. For those of you that don't know, I'm Gary, and welcome you to the L2C Media Network and everything you ever wanted to know about stuff. Very good, very nice. Is there a way we might just, there we go. Can we lift that up? Yep. I think we got it. Okay. Ready? Let's rock and roll. Live from the Tom O'Neill Memorial Studios in the fourth floor of the Park Forest apartment complex somewhere in the heart of Jackson, Michigan. This is Steve Sporty Balls, brought to you by absolutely nobody. But we are going to maybe do some ads for some people. I'm Harry von Stuttgart, your announcer, and here's your host. He's been a busy person. Here's Steve. Hey, hi. Good evening, everybody. Wow. Have we been that busy? Yes, we have, kids. How you doing? Welcome, indeed, welcome. Let me just sip a little tea because it's been a long day. I like this. I like the way we have this now. We got, turn it off. There we go. Welcome, everybody, to another great edition of, well, great is in the eye of the beholder, another superbly unusual edition of Steve Sporty Balls. We have a lot of sports to tell you about tonight. So before we get to it, we must do this. We got to give you, of course, as you know, we are not your weather channel, but we do have to give you breaking news, sports, weather, any information that you need. We will bring it to you. So we do have some things here. Latest on Hurricane Beryl. Okay, here's what is going on with my hair and everything else. The Associated Press is reporting that that Hurricane Beryl roared through open waters Tuesday as a powerful Cat 4 storm heading towards Jamaica after earlier crossing islands in the southwest Caribbean, killing at least 6 people. A hurricane warning was in effect for Jamaica, Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac. Excuse me for a moment, kids. I think we may have a situation here. Hang on. Okay, we're good. Let's continue, shall we? Yes. Beryl was losing intensity, but was forecast to still be near major hurricane strength when it passes near or over Jamaica. early tomorrow, near the Cayman Islands on Thursday and into Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula on Friday, according to the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane watch was in effect for Haiti's southern coast and the Yucatan east coast. Belize issued a tropical storm watch stretching south from its border with Mexico to Belize City. Late Monday, Beryl became the earliest storm to develop into a Cat 5 hurricane in the Atlantic and peaked at winds of 165 miles per hour Tuesday before weakening to a still destructive Cat 4. Tuesday night, the storm was about 360 miles east-southeast of Kingston, Jamaica. It had top winds of 150 and was moving west-northwest at 22 miles per hour, the center said. Of course, I'll let you know that you can trust the men and women of the Fox Weather Center with all the latest information on this very devastating hurricane. It has not yet been around our little, not our state, because we're not a hurricane, we're a tornado. There's been no word if indeed the Florida Peninsula and the Gulf Coast should be alert, but you should either way. Okay. Here we go. And in sports news, an early happy 4th of July. And ooh, baby, have we got some news for you. Let's get to it. In landing a sublicense deal for early round college football playoff games over the next 5 years, TNT Sports apparently pulled a page out of The Godfather, making an offer they could not refuse. The capacity to sublicense such games was part of ESPN's 6-year extension with the CFP, a deal worth a reported $1.3 billion that runs through the 2031-2032 seasons. But ESPN head man Jimmy Pitaro tells Molly Callahan of Sports Business Journal that the company, quote, did not have any intention, end quote, of sublicensing any games in the newly expanded playoff, at least until the new deal kicks in 2 seasons from now. But Warner Brothers Discovery made a very attractive financial offer. Pitaro said, we recognize that we're all operating in a challenging environment with cord cutting and competition for sports rights, so we decided to maintain some financial flexibility here. Pitaro said. That led to TNT Sports, the former Turner Sports, locking down 2 first-round games this year and next year with 2 quarterfinal games added on once the new rights agreement kicks in. Quote, we took a step back and asked ourselves, was this better or worse for college football? And we ultimately decided that Warner Brothers Discovery putting their networks behind these games would be a net positive, Pitaro said. ESPN will still produce the games broadcast on TNT, while ESPN Talent will also staff those contests. Not a bad thing from a morale perspective. Our folks were increasingly excited that we were able to maintain the rights to the college football playoffs, and now with the sub-license, this is a healthy, smart business move. We'll just see about that. In addition to the CFP deal, ESPN kicked off 2024 with a new exclusive 8-year deal for 40 NCAA championships, something the company prioritized for its portfolio. Quote, college is a huge part of the DNA of ESPN, and the NCAA championship deal was incredibly important to us. Now, the pack includes the women's basketball tournament was signed before the record-breaking numbers from this year's March Madness mayhem surrounding Caitlin Clark. The new deal with ESPN values the tournament at around $65 million annually, with the overall deal worth an average of $115 million annually. The team at the NCAA understood our commitment to college sports in general. They understood the value they get from ESPN, said Pitaro. I don't want to speak for them, but I believe they felt like it made the most sense for them to stick exclusively with us. Even beyond the women's basketball tournament, the Women's College World Series was just so fantastic this year. The Men's College World Series also had incredible ratings. Gymnastics, volleyball, lacrosse, all of it is up and to the right. And we wish everyone well and good luck, as at least one major deal is done. Okay, let's keep this love fest going. Let's see. And with Hooters closing up a few of their places, it wasn't long until Rick Hendricks Motorsports ended its sponsorship with the I want to say it properly, with the uh, uh, chicken wings and burger um, restaurant with the scantily clad waitresses that we all know and love. Walgreens is closing a huge wave of major U.S. stores. Only one is in Michigan right now. That is in near Detroit. Some other things for you to learn. The judge in that's news. We don't do that. Wood Brothers have their next driver as NASCAR silly season continues. Just who is this next driver? We'll have to find out on Sunday. Casey Mize is placed on IL after injury versus the Angels. SpongeBob versus Patrick IRL Fried Cook Games episode reaction. It's over there. Let's see what else here. A restaurant sued customer over a $3,000 waitress tip he left on a $13 meal. Ooh. Bizarro. Okay, let's see. Red Wings general manager followed a wise strategy by re-signing Patrick Kane, so he will be a part of all this madness. Yay! Once more, the Wings have a good shot now. Cubs are considering trading Gold Glove infielder to the Mariners, per a report from a baseball insider. The Mets' best minor leaguers in the first half of the 2024 season. We'll tell you all about that in a bit. But thank you. Okay, let's keep going with some sports headlines. We'll also get some entertainment headlines for you and some headlines from Awful Announcing. We got some good breaking stories, folks. Okay. From the folks at eatthis.com, following the recent release of its limited series lime and peach flavored sodas, Pepsi is now offering another fruit flavored beverage. But unlike the other two new soft drinks, this one won't be sold in grocery stores. Instead, it will only be available at Little Caesars. And it is called, believe it or not, Pepsi Pineapple. Now, on tomorrow's broadcast, I will try Pepsi Pineapple and let you know what I think of it. Just got it. It's in the refrigerator along with another cold concoction. Before we get to our breaking entertainment news, let's give you this little news. Sherry Redstone, who is the daughter of the late great um, Summer Redstone, uh, the Redstone family owned National Amusements Inc., which is the parent company of Paramount Global. Well, apparently Sherry Redstone's gone back to the drawing board to sell a piece of struggling media giant Paramount Global. The company reportedly entered exclusive talks to sell Black Entertainment Television Network to a group of buyers headed by BET CEO Scott Mills. After calling off an auction last year that failed to generate the roughly $3 billion it was seeking for the cable channel. Now Mills and Manhattan-based private equity firm CC Capital, headed by Chin Chu, have offered around $1.7 billion, said Bloomberg News on Tuesday. Comment from Paramount and BET. Well, that ain't going to happen. Now, this is the second time in the last year that Mills and Chu are making a run at the cable network, whose future is uncertain in the wake of the aborted merger between parent company Paramount and David Ellison's production firm, Skydance Media. We have an update on that. You might like to hear this. Redstone, who owns controlling stake in Paramount, though, through her family holding company, National Amusements, killed the Skydance deal last month over what she felt was a lowball price, as well as possible shareholder lawsuits. However, here's the twist. Monday, billionaire media mogul Barry Diller entered the Paramount saga by announcing he's exploring a bid to buy Redstone's NAI stake, the New York Times reported. The stunning turn of events came ahead of next week's Sun Valley Media Conference, which attracts many media titans. When asked whether he was looking for financial partners after Redstone turned down $2.25 billion from Skydance for NAI, Dillard scoffed at the notion. Absurd. IAC has cash and liquidity in excess of $4 billion. Paramount is said to be considering $1.7 billion. We've already mentioned that. Meanwhile, Paramount, whose entertainment holdings include CBS, MTV, and Nickelodeon, and the Hollywood studio itself, has once again turned its attention to selling BET. Last December, Bloomberg reported that the investment group fronted by Mills and Chu were prepared to pay just under $2 billion for BET. Tyler Perry, the actor and filmmaker who has invested in the BET Plus streaming service, also reportedly held talks with Paramount about buying an ownership stake in the cable channel, but he balked at Paramount's $3 billion asking price, as the Post previously reported. He said it was disrespectful for the company to demand a sales price that was not worth anywhere near the value that BET was worth. Byron Allen, the former stand-up comedian turned media mogul, led an investor group that offered $3.5 billion for BET and VH1. Another potential suitor who was said to be interested in BET was Sean Diddy Combs, the rapper and mogul who faces a lawsuit from a woman who alleges that he sexually assaulted her at a New York City recording studio in 2003. Paramount Global finally announced last August it would sell a majority stake in the network. BET was originally started by Robert and then wife Sheila Johnson in 1980. And, wow, we'll have to see what rarities develop. Alrighty, kiddarookies. Let's see here. What can we do? I have no idea. Okay. Tell you what we are going to do. Stephen A. Smith and J.J. Redick have not spoken to each other on First Take Set for weeks after clashing after the master of all ego clashes over career moves. Reason behind the bust-up on First Take is explained. Stephen A. Smith and J.J. Redick were giving each other silent treatment following a bust-up on First Take, source told the U.S. Sun. Two insiders on the show spoke on the condition of anonymity, claimed the now L.A. Lakers coach and Stephen A. clashed behind the scenes and didn't speak for weeks. That's right. ESPN big hitter Stephen A. wage demands, as revealed by the U.S. Sun, has seen tensions on the show reach an uncomfortable all-time high. But one of the sources said the treatment on screen of highly rated NBA tactician Reddick fanned the flames of discontent even more. With Motormouth Stephen A. and on screen pal Shannon Sharp, known for their outlandish sporting views, Reddick has earned his stripes by calling them both out on occasion. The basketball veteran, who has now left a spot at ESPN's top NBA booth alongside Mike Breen and Doris Burke, doesn't stand for their BS, according to one of their sources. That, however, sparked some serious problems between Stephen A. and Reddick. When the 42-year-old was named top man at the Lakers recently, any issues on the show were instantly extinguished. But the problems, which have been intensifying since the start of the year, have been causing difficulties among other staff members. Some are angry about the way Reddick was unfairly targeted for not dancing to Stephen A.'s tune and consistently dropping controversial bombs. People on the team told Smith that it is unfair to bash JJ for not being like him. A journalist who works on the show told the U.S. Sun. His way is controversial, always being against other people in arguments. He has criticized Reddick for his career choices, which left them not talking to each other in the last few weeks. Gee whiz. Reddick, who Stephen A. described as an acquired taste, joined ESPN in 2021 and has proved an insightful addition to First Take's pundit roster. He has shied away from taking on Stephen A., who, as revealed by the U.S. Sun, has upset some staff members so much with his push for a new deal that they are threatening to leave the show. The pair became embroiled in a fiery exchange earlier this year, which became so heated the former 76ers, Clippers, and Orlando Magic star was forced to reassure viewers that there were no hidden issues between them. However, the problems continued to escalate before Reddick halted his career in punditry and headed back to the NBA. The situation was getting ridiculous, the insider said. Something had to change. Reddick became one of ESPN's top basketball analysts after Doc Rivers made his return to coaching with the Milwaukee Bucks in January. He only retired from the big time 3 years ago, but has long been trumpeted as a media star of the future after becoming the first active player to start a podcast. The Old Man and the Three started in 2016 and is still going strong, yet the bad feeling behind the scenes on First Take remain. Everyone works their ass off for the show to be the best on TV, and many tensions have been rising between journalists, the pundits, the production crew, said another member of staff. It's very annoying to deal with. No shit. First Take did not comment when asked by the U.S. Sun about situations, but stressed this June ratings. Uh, um, Again. Please tell me we didn't crack. Nope, works still good. Okay. Thank you, but I don't think we need it. Okay, let's give you some. Ooh. Cord Cutter News is reporting. Yes, Cord Cutter News is reporting that Pluto TV and Paramount Plus have been reportedly sold to new owners. That's right. Now, of course, uh, Let me see here if we can do something. Let's do this. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Do we have a transcript? Yes, we do. Okay. This is breaking news. Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, and the whole Paramount company have reportedly been sold, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. Now, there are reports in the past that a deal was close. This one's very different. Wall Street Journal seems to be very confident, according to their sources, that deal has been done. They'll see the company's majority voting to be sold to Skydance Media. This for 1.75 billion. This is a breaking news story. Didn't want to have you wait until tomorrow. The Wall Street Journal broke the news, and let's break it down to you. Okay, let's definitely break this down. Thank you. The biggest news in the world: cord cutting hit YouTube. You know you enjoy what we do, so hey, we thank you for enjoying us. But let's give you the news. According to the Wall Street Journal, a deal has been reached between the Redstone family and Skydance Media. Now, Skydance Media is a company that helps make movies. Paramount works with them, movies like Top Gun and the Star Trek franchise. And it looks like they're going to be coming together. Earlier, there was a deal for Skydancer to buy Paramount Global outright, but instead, they're going to buy the Redstone family's National Amusement Incorporated. However, you can call their company the company that's holding the majority of the voting shares of Paramount, which is 70%. Of the voting shares are owned by the Redstone family, who are going to sell them to Skydance Media, according to reports. But the Skydance Media will be able to go in and basically do whatever the heck they want. They'll be able to pick board members and do all kinds of stuff because no one owns enough voting shares to outvote them, even if everybody who owns all the other shares bands together try to stop them when you own 70% of them. So the deal has a few catches. For one, there's a 45-day clause. So apparently the Redstone family has 45 days to shop around and find a better deal. Many, however, are skeptical that that's going to happen, but we'll see what happens with it. But that would probably mean in August a deal would be finalized, and then from there we'll need regulatory approval to be approved. That will be given without any problems or suggestions or objections. The report this is pretty much a done deal. We'll see Paramount Plus, BET, CBS, Nickelodeon, Pluto TV, and numerous other properties owned by Paramount transfer basically to Skydance Media. Original deal reports that Skydance CEO would take over. That'll probably happen now with the currently Paramount has their 3 CEOs. And this is going to be wild. Skydance Media will not be either. Let's see. This is like trying to get their people to always agree on decisions, just strikes things down. I would assume that Skydance Media won't be either. So look for that to be a big change. Now the question is, what does this mean for Pluto TV, Paramount, CBS, BET, and others? For now, not much is there, nor new reports that BET could be close to a deal. We'll have to wait and see. There's also been reports that Paramount is in talks with Warner Brothers Discovery to merge Paramount Plus into Max and have a brand new streaming service launch that will be jointly owned by Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery. Just to be clear, though, Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery are not merging. They are looking at a joint venture to launch a new streaming service that would merge Max and Paramount Plus into one that Skydance still wants to go through. It's a little complicated, folks, but we just found this out tonight. So, wow. There we go. Hey, we're in a mess. Cord Cutters reports that, let's see, that this deal will save the embattled movie maker and television show you dare, and TV show producer or distributor. So right now, I don't think there's going to be any regulatory issues. I think this is going to be a fast deal. Now the question is Skydance going to sell? Because there are reports that whoever buys Paramount was going to sell the non-CBS owned and operated stations. By that, I mean the former CW network stations like WKBD in Detroit. So congratulations, Paramount. Finally, the end of a rainbow. It has, once again, Pluto and Paramount Plus and Paramount Global have been sold to new owners, along with literally all of Paramount. So that is some good news, and I think we screwed up. But hey, we're excited. Okay, let's kick over back to where we were and give you a salute. Okay, we have about 12 minutes left. We have another breaking news alert to give you, and here it is. The 2024 WNBA All-Star rosters have officially been released, and one of the biggest highlights is Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese officially going from rivals to teammates for the first time. Clark, who became the Division I all-time leading scorer during her time at Iowa, has brought her offensive skills and impressive shooting range to the WNBA. The Indiana Fever star was the fan favorite with a total of 700,735 votes. Right behind her is teammate Aliyah Boston, last year's Rookie of the Year, with 618,680 votes. Reese made the top five with 381,518 votes. The Chicago Sky Star was an excellent rebounder at LSU, and she transitioned well to the WNBA as she leads the league in boards per game. Reese is currently riding a WNBA record streak of 11 consecutive double-doubles. So there ye be. Okay, let's Let's get you the off-season winners and losers of the WNB, not WNBA, the NBA. The winners, let's go to it. The Philadelphia 76ers. By landing Paul George, who fits neatly in their starting lineup between fellow All-Stars Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, who signed his own $204 million extension, George will almost certainly be the best player to change teams in free agency, and his addition makes the Sixers one of the NBA top title contenders behind the reigning champs, the Celtics. The losers in all this were the Los Angeles Clippers. Nothing more need be said. Other winners, New York Knicks. Mikal Bridges isn't worth 5 first-round picks and another swap, but in the context of this Knicks team, he is. With OG Anunoby re-signed, the Knicks are one of the few teams that can match the Celtics' blueprint of a whole squad of a top-shelf perimeter defenders funneling scorers towards an elite rim protector, which will likely be Mitchell Robinson, with Isaiah Hartenstein on his way to Oklahoma City. It's impossible to overstate how much Bridges elevates this already very good team. Other winners, the Oklahoma City Thunder. New York's loss is Oklahoma City's win, and Isaiah Hartenstein, who almost single-handedly fixes Oklahoma City's rebounding problems, pretty much the only hole that the team had, while adding a second elite rim protector for next to Chet Holmgren. OKC can now rotate a big-time center for the full 48 minutes, and the two can also play together in super big time. Whoa, hi there. In super big lineups, given Holmgren's ability to space out to three-point box. Incredible signing. So there you go. The loser for now, the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson is gone. And the only addition the Warriors have made is DeAnthony Melton. Other winners, Dallas Mavericks. They not only did good, they may have lost the battle, but they could have some big old surprises coming up. Also, winner, Klay Thompson. He may not feel like he won in the deal. He feels slighted by the Warriors, and he ends up taking less money on an annual basis from the Mavericks, 3 years, $50 million. Then the Warriors were reportedly offering a list at one point, was rightfully removed from starting and closing lineups for parts of last season isn't chump change. More importantly, Thompson gets fresh start with Golden State. He was always being compared to the U.S. Post Office. There we go. The other winners were James Harden, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Brooklyn Nets. Were also winners, the losers, the Denver Nuggets, winners, San Antonio Spurs. And winners, also Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Emmanuel Quickley. And other winners, the Atlanta Hawks. And that concludes thus. Okay, we got about 6 minutes left. And let's get to the other breaking news story. Detroit Tigers television analyst Craig Monroe is being investigated by the Charlotte County, Florida Sheriff's Office after a woman alleged on social media last month that he had sexually abused her, dating back to when he was a minor league player and she was a 12-year-old child, according to Tony Paul of the Detroit News. The woman, now 35, alleged that the abuse began when Monroe moved in with her family during his days in the minor leagues. It used to be commonplace for players, especially in the lower levels of the minors, to have, quote, host families, end quote. She subsequently detailed her post before more recently republishing the accusations. You heard the accusations. The woman has also since spoken with WJBK TV, Detroit's Fox 2, though readers should be warned, and all of you folks watching, she shared some disturbing details about the alleged abuse. Let's get the teleprompter now to working order. No, 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 no. Okay, then after this, quick shot of the scoreboard, and then we're out of here. Because we're going to 11:15. Okay. Monroe, who is on a freelance contract that pays him on a per-game basis, has not appeared on Tiger broadcasts since June 9th, according to the Detroit News. Monroe is preparing to call a game on June 11th when Valley Sports Detroit sent him home immediately after learning about the accusations. And there you go. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let's get you the scores and then get the eunuch out of here. Okay, let's get you scores. There's a police pursuit in Southern California. Looks like a school bus. Anyway, here we go. Major League Baseball. About 1, 2, 3, 4 games and a delayed game. Okay, let's go to it. Top of the 8th inning, Brewers and Rockies tied at 2. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Athletics over the Angels 4-1. Top of the 6th, Orioles over Mariners 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd, Dodgers lead the Diamondbacks 1-0. And in a game delayed by rain after 5 innings, the Rays lead the Royals 1-0. Guardians over the White Sox 7-6. Cardinals over the Pirates 7-4. Red Sox over the Marlins 8-3. Final in 10 innings, Mets over the Nationals 7-2. Reds over the Yankees 5-4. Blue Jays over the Astros, no sir. Giants over the Braves 5-3. Twins over the Tigers 5-3. Rangers blanked the Padres 7-0. Phillies over the Cubs 6-4. And in the WNBA, with 38.3 seconds left in the third, the Fever are red hot over the Aces 56-63. At the half, the Mystics lead the Sparks by a score of 43-43. Okay, do we have let's see. Aces lead the Fever 63-59. Sparks lead the Mystics 43-38. Final scores: Liberty over Lynx 76-67, and the Sky over the Dream 85-77. And folks, we have done it. We may not have given you a complete hour, but we have truly done it. So that is going to wrap things up for us. We thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of the L2C Media Network in association with the Wait, how do we do it? Okay. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the um, I'm trying to remember how we end this show. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the great folks of the Great Lakes. Thomas, just stand by. Okay, that's going to wrap things up for us. We want to thank you all very much for joining us here tonight. That's going to, yeah, I've already said that's going to wrap it up for us. For our whole crew, including producers, Matthew Nichols, the Wizard, Jay the Brain Man, the Brain, and yours truly, Steve the Baxman. Actually, I'm going to wake up now. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. This is a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions. Where the freaking control is, but here it is. Okay, this has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you, Matt G. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew, and everybody else. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks. Good night.